Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of So What's Been Happening. This one, episode 210, on another Tuesday night, the end of March, 31st of March. It's not April Fool's yet. You got one more sleep to make it all happen. So, who is the fool these days? God, we're the fool, aren't we? Paying for petrol that is just absolutely through the roof at the moment. In a world of disturbance, they say. What better act tonight to talk to a young punk band out of Coffs Harbour called Purple Disturbance. Great name, really intrigued. Why purple? That kind of almost goes without saying as far as hopefully a deep purple reference in there, but it could have been black disturbance, who knows, but too obvious. So who knows? Could have been another color in there. Was this the name that they always were going to run with? Who knows? Let's talk to Thomas Downes from Purple Disturbance very shortly. But what we're going to do is we're going to just lead it off with a clip. This one, a track that kind of really made it for them, these guys, Millie and Gus. Let's play a bit of this. I hate cutting off solos, but that one, we're going to leave you hanging a little bit on a few songs tonight. So you make sure you jump on purpledisturbance.com.au to make sure you check out more of these guys very shortly at a venue also near you. Absolutely. So let's bring up Thomas Downes and let's have a chat about Purple Disturbance. G'day, mate.
Welcome. Hello. Hey, thanks for having me.
No worries. Thanks for joining me on a Tuesday night. What else would you be doing kicking back on a Tuesday night?
Oh, at the RSL or something. Not much, man. Not much.
Beautiful. Nice to have you join me, mate. Millie and Gus, what a cracker to get things going. It was a couple of years ago for you, but the animation, and most importantly, in amongst that one, it's a great clip. Really rocks out. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, pretty cool. Our mate Aussie Wrong, Aussie Right, he did the illustrations, the animations for it. We asked him. We did a couple of gigs with his band Goons of Doom, which we know quite well, and we're like, oh, can you draw some pictures for us? And we still sell shirts now with that picture behind there, the Millie and Gus thing. But it was the first proper single that we put out in 2023, and the clip, all of our clips have been DIY from, pretty much. So it was just us mashing a bunch of stuff of us going to like camera and stuff, along with all the animations. So yeah, it makes a cool little video.
Yeah, absolutely, it does.
I'm pretty happy
and
with
Millie and Gus, tell us a bit about kind of where that song ended up for you, because I think that's a pretty cool story in amongst the surf clip. Tell us a bit about that.
The Rip Curl movie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Was it?
Yep.
The surf thing?
Yes.
Dunno? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Blakey from that band, Goons, he really liked that. I don't think it was. Oh, that track that they used for, the Rip Curl reels for their movie Dunno last year, but they also used Juice Stick and Criticize for that, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
It's been a while. But no, that little just attention from Rip Curl has been really, it's been a really sick thing, a bit of a flex. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
And as a punk band, 4-piece punk band, growing up kind of in Coffs, synonymous in that surf kind of environment.
Yeah.
How did that kind of, have you grown up in that space as a surfer? Your allegiance to punk music and in amongst those kind of sports?
I personally never grew up surfing at all. I only moved to Coffs when it was 2021. So
sure,
like the start of the year that the band formed. So year 9. I don't think I've ever stepped foot on a surfboard in the water,
Perfect.
which is pretty embarrassing. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I should lie and say that I have.
No,
but I don't know. It's more skating, I guess, was the thing when I was that age. But no, growing up with punk really wasn't a huge thing until I moved to Coffs and I met Jed, the guitarist of the band. We became mates and we listened to Talking Heads and the Stooges and stuff like that. And that's where I kind of was like, okay, I've never sang or anything in my life, but this sounds fun. Yep. And this is, if I can't surf, I may as well sing in a punk band. I guess that was kind of, same for Josh, my brother, the bass player. He couldn't play bass and he's just like, oh, this will be fun. I don't know.
What a great way to do it. So was this band kind of born in kind of jam sessions, garage jam sessions? How did this kind of band get together and kick us off?
Yeah. So at the time, me and Jed, I don't know. I've always been a bit of a drama kid and just wanted attention. So I just thought it'd be something that I could do, just because I really love music, obviously.
Yep.
And then Josh always had interest in the bass, and Jed was genuinely he still is a really good guitarist. He could play it, and I think he was itching so badly to get in a band. So he kind of used us as pawns. He freaking used us. And we jam and we sound awful. That jamming in his garage and so on.
Yeah, nice. We're having a few little delays on the World Wide Web of the internet, but that's okay. We'll get through it. So give it a little pause here and there and see how we go. All right. So before we play the next one, Purple Disturbance. We've got to touch on the name. It's a name that grabs attention, in my opinion. Where did it come from, and what's it mean to you? And how do you think it kind of reflects you guys as a band?
I wish I could tell you where it came from. Me and Josh have always argued who came up with it. It was just a bit of nonsense, to be honest. But the thing that it's grown on me, the name, is because after I finish a gig and then just drunk punters will come up to you and say, what's your band name? And you'd say Purple Disturbance. And you probably have to repeat it over and over again till they can get it into their skull. Like, what? And I think it's stupid having I think it's funny having a stupid kind of long name that isn't that simple. And it grabs attention. So I'm glad. And can you name a color better than purple? I mean, I guess it's opinion based, but I really like purple. And we are a bit disturbing if you do see us live. So I think it's pretty fitting. I'm happy with it. Yeah.
Sure is. Thanks, and, you know, we've just listened to the one track and we'll play a few more shortly, but your sounds kind of sit somewhere. It's pretty precise as far as a, you know, punk band. It's got to be pretty tight. Those kind of songs always kind of generally are, even amongst the chaos. Is there a deliberate kind of act for that, for a balance between the two, in between writing and playing and in the band? It's a juggle between a too much chaos and keeping the whole thing tight. How do you guys juggle that, especially with the madness that happens on stage?
We practice a lot. We go over sets, and we practice a set for a specific show or a tour or anything. We let loose as much as we can on stage, but in our minds, we're like, okay, lock in. This is precise. I know me for a fact. I'm kind of always thinking about what song is next and how much I'm measuring my ability to scream and roll around the ground and stuff. There's a lot more thought that gets put into it, you know. And staying sober is good too, being on stage, not being, you know, a drunken fool. So I'm really starting to get better at that.
Organized chaos,
Organized chaos, exactly. That's a really good way to, and I think punk definitely needs a level of that, because if you're just going on stage and you're just treating it like a canvas that you're just chucking paint on, which, you know, it is art at the end of the day, but you want to make it pretty, you know.
Definitely, I think. And you've been in comparison and being compared to some pretty big bands, mate. It must be pretty touching to be compared to bands like the Ramones, Black Flag, the Stooges, Amyl and the Sniffers, Idols, and there's others, I'm sure. In those kind of moments, when people mention those things to you, how do you guys as a young artist go, yeah, man, that's pretty cool? Do you have those kind of moments? And or do you feel like you're trying to kind of pave your own way but still have the influences from other bands?
Well, definitely pave our own way and have those influences. I don't know. It's good to compare yourself to other musicians and genres of music, because there's so many different types of sounds and people, they need to be familiar with certain things. So it's always good to hear that, okay, that's the kind of, and you don't even need to follow that path, follow that sound. There's so many artists and bands that just do whatever the hell they want. But it's good for people to have like a kind of frame where they can go, okay, I'm in for this. And it's funny because sometimes when we're opening for bands that don't necessarily sound like us, the audience won't really know what they're in for. And I don't know, maybe it is good. Maybe on posters they can say, this band sounds like this. I don't know.
Sure.
It's interesting, but you know, it's obviously an honor to be compared to people and bands like that. That's all Definitely. I do it for, is to try to be as cool as the people that I listen to every day, you know?
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Out of all the big bands, though, it's not some pretty good names to be compared to alongside as a young band for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm very happy.
All right, here we go with another one. This one called Juice Stick. It's a ripper. Check out the clip too. Here we go.
Ooh. Yeah.
Flavor juice stick. I want my juice stick. I want my juice. Have you seen my juice stick? I want my
One of the greats. It's nothing but fun and smiles, and that's generally what a punk music's about these days, isn't it? Just being able to be transported to another place, to forget about the shit that's going on in the world, and just rock out and have some fun. Tell us about Juice Stick, mate. For you, some killer lyrics in there.
Yeah, well, actually, that's one of the few songs that I didn't write the lyrics to. That was Jed, the guitarist, the big tall guy.
Yep.
He always says on stage how he was in religion class, I think in year 9 or 10, at the Catholic school, and he wanted to do the most rebellion thing and write a song about vaping.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of prominent, and I find it really funny that he can say that. It's a good claim to fame, I think. But that was 2024. That was probably the year we graduated. Like not long after. It was a really fun shoot because Josh, I don't know how he made that huge vape suit. He put our friend Jared in it. And yeah, exactly like you said, we just try to have as much fun as we can with the silliest song that we've written. Definitely. It's definitely much more of our poppy ones, just something people can kind of bop their head to, because a lot of the time our songs, people would kind of just do like a little head shake.
Sure.
Yeah.
And look, there's no doubt some of your lyrics hit on things like social truths, delusion, dissent, a bit of dark humor in there all the time. You guys naturally, coming up with themes and stuff for some of your tunes and music. Is that a band collab thing, or is that generally driven by one or two of the members in the band? How does the songwriting process kind of work for you guys?
Well, I usually do the lyrics myself, and I kind of just dig deep into the things that I'm kind of thinking about at the moment. And the more I write songs, the more it is about like actually stuff that matter and issues. Because after I graduated school, the world kind of just like, it was just there for me, and I realized, oh crap, I'm in a band, we don't have the biggest platform and stuff, but I kind of want to be singing about stuff that matters, and like social injustice and stuff. But I'm Jed and Josh are really good at writing riffs, which is good. So when we do actually have time, when we're not playing a bunch of shows and we do have time to write a song, we can get together and just put it there. And then Jess, our amazing drummer, we could give her a riff, and then like in a second she's already got really killer drummer track. So we collaborate really well when we do have the brain power for it, and then I'll just kind of go back and write what I'm thinking about. But that wasn't the case with Juice Stick, at least. That was just Jed, bro.
Sure. Give it all. Give him. He can take all the credit.
Oh, it's all his. It's not mine for the taking.
And obviously you've become the real focal front point of the band, the chaos in amongst all this. How is that been a deliberate, not so much a deliberate effort to get in and be that person and the wild one in amongst the crew, especially on stage? But has that been a conscious thing really for you, or is that a bit more instinct? What the chaos in amongst what you do, and I always touch on this with kind of front guys and girls, and the expectation of them in a punk band of what they are doing and should be doing. What is it for you? Is it kind of come naturally, or you seem like a fair character, mate, that knows how to party? So
thanks, man.
You bring the crowd in, and the crowd's really part of it, right?
Yeah. Well, I have this thing that repeats over and over in my head while I'm performing, and it's just, don't be boring. And I don't know if that's something that you really like. I don't think it affects me negatively. I don't think I'm really pushing myself that much. I think it does come naturally. As I said, I've always loved attention and being the center of that, but I try to just entertain people. And I think so many different art forms, there's so much potential for a person as a vessel just to be the loudest and most out there person in the room. And I suppose that's what I channel, and that's what all kind of front men and women do when they do it well, is really channeling that. Hello, it's me. I'm the guy that you're looking at, as well as the band on the stage. But it's definitely an internal thing that kind of just comes out, and you can't really help it. At least that's I try not to suppress it, so I just kind of let it come out.
Sure. Do you ever feel like you get to that point where you've got to hold it back a little, or do you just let that chaos depend?
No.
However it goes. Every shows are different. I would imagine in amongst how you go about it and what the venue is and what that the crowd's like too.
Yeah, as you said, the relationship with the crowd really. You try. Most bands, you try to do a performance. You pretend that I'm performing in front of 10,000 people every time. You treat every crowd the same, which I try to do the most. But when a crowd is really intrigued and they kind of understand their role, which most of the time they do, and they're amazing at that, and just kind of applaud, nod their head, and that really helps me just try to channel that. So it's good. Yeah, the crowd performance is important just as much as our performances.
Yeah.
That's a bit hard to say, but I think you get the picture.
No, you're right, absolutely. And a comment here, and very true. The peanut butter definitely wasn't holding back. So
Lord,
the old, you've got a few things you guys as a band are known for. I do believe, and the shoey's
peanut
one.
Butter incident.
The shoey,
yeah,
Jess. Shoey, Jess, is one to see, definitely. Doesn't miss a beat.
Yeah,
so it's always good to, not that you want to have to be known for doing the same kind of things, but it's kind of cool that you've left a little mark somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, we're not eating any bats, so it's all right.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, this one, Queen Bee. Let's play a bit of this. Here it is.
Yes.
There is shit on the side. I got free French fries. I know that I'm kinda mean, meaner than any man that you've ever seen. I'm just looking for my wife, who can't tell the difference between a needle and a knife. I need energy, malice and drive. I need to keep this beating hard. To get on by, 'cause I wanna get drunk, I wanna get high. Do or say I cannot do, crying my eyes out in front of you. I'm sleeping on the floor like a shit-sucking fly, 'cause I wanna get drunk, and I wanna get high.
There you go. You're going to have to hang in there and see what happens at that last part of the song. Check it out on YouTube. Purpledisturbance.com.au. You can jump on and check that out. If you're able to jump on a computer and check that out. If not, just listen to the audio version of this podcast and get something out of it, because there's some killer tracks. But if you can see the visuals, you'll see what I mean about Thomas, the front man, doing his thing, mate. He's hell of a lot more than front man, mate. You're kind of the real connector, I believe, of the band, and I think every band needs that, mate.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I appreciate that.
And it's not an easy role, mate, to be perfectly honest. I know you're taking it in your stride and kind of doing it naturally, but some of that kind of chaos that happens in the band, I think that's what makes a band and a memorable show, and people that want to talk about it for the next one and bring their mates along. So, what do you believe makes a great kind of Purple Disturbance show?
I like being a tight band. I hate lollygagging between songs, mostly because I never know what to say. So I kind of just say something stupid or something sexual about Jed or something. I go in places where I'm so comfortable when I'm singing, because I kind of get in that zone. But as soon as I get spun out of it, I'm like, oh. So when the band, which they do amazingly most of the time, go from one song to the other. No, pretty much all the time. They are really, I do need to give them more credit. I think that's when it really moves along swiftly and I'm in my element, which I'd like to think most of the time I am. And just when we're all happy with each other, like you don't want to get on stage when you're beefing with each other, so, which, again, we don't do. But it's just good to be a part of a family that we really love each other and value each other as performers and as friends. So a good show is when we're all connected and we all just want to make everyone's ears bleed, I guess.
Yeah. Perfect way to do it, mate. The only way.
Yeah, man.
What's been your favorite venue to play so far? And you've played some pretty good venues amongst your time.
One of the coolest was definitely the Barracks in Manly. We played with Grinspoon and Bad Dreams last year in November. But my favorite is the Crowbar Brisbane and Crowbar Sydney. I love those venues.
Okay. What's it about those in particular?
Just the stages are just so nice, and I just love jumping on those specific stages. And the green rooms are cool, and I've always had really good experiences playing with bands. And the food there is amazing. The beer's good. The wine's great. I love the Crowbars. Shout out Crowbar, Brisbane, and Sydney. Honestly,
great to hear.
Yeah.
And look, you've been lucky enough to play. You've been lucky enough to play with some great acts and support some great acts so far. Have you got a fave so far in amongst all those?
Oh, I don't want to.
That's a hard one, I know, because it's kind of like choosing your own kid, right? Which one's the best? Yeah, talk to us about. Well, give us a couple. Give us two or three that you're been really memorable for you that you've continued to talk about.
I'll just say UMI are just one of the best Aussie rock bands to ever do it. Tim, Davey, all those just amazing people. I can't watch one of their sets without crying my eyes out because they are just such a powerful, beautiful band and so kind and loving and such great crowds and And then obviously I'd go like Private Function, Rip. Just it doesn't get much better. It doesn't get much more punk than that. We saw them last time I saw them play. They were opening for Viagra Boys, and me and Josh are at the front. And Chris comes down during Yellow, and he just yells "Purple Disturbance" and gives us a hug. And it was just the amount of love in that band that they spread around is just incredible. And then I got to say Grinspoon because, like, come on, I love Grinspoon. Those guys are the sickest people. Just we've played awesome venues with them, and it just feels honored to be. I feel honored to be their little apprentices. Sometimes it's really sweet, like our big uncles. More Than You Are is one of the best rock songs ever written, so it's just so fun to see them,
Very special. Yeah,
like I could name 20 other bands that we've played with that I absolutely adore.
Sure.
But yeah,
that's three pretty good ones for sure. And I kind of feel like, and you may not have even realized it, or that one of those moments that Private Function, there's a lot of similarities between you guys and Private Function, just in amongst that last song we even played, which is really cool.
Cool. I'm glad.
Kind of really connect with them. They've kind of sadly handed up the baton for now, and hopefully there's a resurgence one day. Who knows?
One can only dream.
You guys might headline for them one day. Who knows? Amongst these gigs, but it's what's kind of just on them? What's Private Function meant to you, maybe from a stagecraft point of view, or Chris as a frontman? You know, where have you learnt from them?
Just like there's a word I can't quite think of it. Just like the ability to do all that in one show, to be so entertaining, to be so sonically tight and amazing, and to be such kind and humble people. And Chris is a front man to just, I mean, I'm gonna tell a story if you don't mind.
Please.
Vinny's dive bar, being at the front, seeing this guy butt chug a bottle of vodka and just standing right in front of that, and I was like, okay, this is my hero. And so, to answer your question of what they mean to me, it's like everything that I kind of want to be like. And I know I'm kissing their ass, but it's just, they deserve it. They're really incredible. And that's the kind of band you're going to tell your kids about. Definitely myself. And I'm glad I've got their last album on the way on vinyl in the post. And I'm just going to be able to hold that for the rest of my life. And it's just going to be this piece of media that I'm just going to hold. So they're one of the greats, man. Definitely.
It's
happy to be
not a bad
of.
way to go out. It wasn't a bad way to go out at Private Function at Lulipalooza. One of the greatest shows they did.
Were you there?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a killer. Yeah.
I had some friends that were there, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been something. Yeah.
And to be honest, the Private Function were always one of those bands that you'd ring your mate the next day and go, mate, you just missed the ripper.
Oh, no, right.
And that's good. And that's exactly where Purple Disturbance are heading. If they're not.
Oh, thank you very much.
Touching on that. And, your ability to open for some of these big acts is a testament to exactly what you're doing and confidence that you're on the right track.
Thank you.
Have some of those undercards, so to speak, and sitting on those bill lists, have they kind of come from being able to be, signed as an artist under, in this case for you guys, New World Artists? Has that made any difference to you guys? What's the process between when you're not signed and the effort and you've got to do to get a gig and keep it and do everything you've got to do to market it, then get signed by an artist? I know when you just touched on it backstage that, it is what it is for now for you guys. You probably haven't seen the real effect of it for the future, but it puts you in some pretty big names, right? And in amongst some big names.
Yeah, well, it takes a lot of emails to get there. I can tell you that.
Absolutely, man. Persistence is 100% it. Yep.
A lot of different people coming to different shows and watching a progression. It's definitely changed. It's a lot less work for us personally, us and our management team.
Yep.
When I say team, I mean one old guy, but it's a lot. The networking, thankfully, doesn't go back a lot on us now. So we've got more time to focus on social media and stuff like that, and writing songs and being able to do these tours and stuff. Hopefully it's like going to be stable enough for each of us to live off it, be rock stars and stuff. But New World have done amazing things for us, and it has been almost a year. I'm not sure. Yeah, almost a year being there, and it's been a whirlwind of fun, and it's been so cool. And I'm excited to see what happens if they still keep us. If we don't accidentally kill anyone and they keep us. I'm glad.
That's a challenge in the world of updated and challenges to get insurances. You guys kind of have to tame it down a little these days.
No.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. And in true punk terms, this song I think sums up almost punk music perfectly. Criticize, penalize, attack, and slam. Here it is. Check this one out.
That was not me, bro.
No, that wasn't you. And super apologies for that. But what we are going to do is there's a little preview for our next show with the Death Trends. They've released that one. That one was called Missing People. So don't listen to that yet. Listen to this one.
That did sound
Here
cool.
it is.
I got to check that out.
Absolutely. Check that show out next week. Apologies for that. Here we go with Criticize, Penalize, Attack, and Slam. I'll hit the right button this time.
At it again, abusing kids for sniffing pens. Terry the leader was a man of God and a man of the law, but his lust for power happened to be his biggest flaw. Little old Terry wouldn't hurt a fly. Turns out he's a pretty violent guy. Fucking Vicky turned 16 years old today. He decided to go out to play on his birthday. 1 shot of Jägermeister, 3 shots of Fireball, 5 shots of cracking rum. From the basement to the pavement, the motherfucker was ready to run. He said, what am I supposed to do? The body's drunk. He's fucking up the beast. He needs more than a punch. With a pistol in his hand, held to the boy's head. He said we're all too better off if some motherfucker was dead. Shit. He would criticize Picky's ways of having fun. He would penalize him for the things he's done. You don't know where I've been. You don't know what I've seen. If it was all up to me, this would just be a bad fucking and with that the deed was done. In the cell of a Colt 45, Vicky was launched into the light. He saw colors of green, yellow, purple, and orange. He heard his mother's voice. Trouble, huh? Am I the trouble? Heaven ain't ready for me. It's hell. What am I supposed to do? Somebody's drunk. He's fucking up the beast. He needs more than a punch. With a pistol in his hand, held to the boy's head. He said we're all too better off. The motherfuckers.
Now that, honestly, mate, I'm not just pissing in your pocket, but that is one of the great punk songs, mate. So congratulations.
Right. Thank you.
It was worth the wait.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's got all the pieces of the puzzle that they should have in amongst that chaos. And a nice twist between some on-stage footage, which you've wound in there as well at a few bars like Vinny's.
Yeah, Vinny's.
And I think that's really special that, you kind of get to show parts of bands on stage. I don't think we get to see that enough in amongst some clips these days. Everyone really concentrates on the cinematography almost of the whole thing and doesn't go back to just having some of that footage, good old footage from the clips. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
The loudest crowd, mate, you've ever had, or the one venue that you've gone, mate, those guys were nuts. They were really into us more than you even thought. Has there been one?
I think maybe the last time we played at the Lass in Newcastle with it was with Large Mirage and Maple's Pet Dinosaur, and we did a set, and we played at the Lass a few times, but it wasn't at the best times, and the crowd wasn't always there for us, but it was pretty big, and just like the amount of people that were kind of like moshing or just like just going crazy. That was probably like the last time crowds really made me go, whoa, okay, yeah, these guys are really, they're actually really appreciating and they're understanding it. And shout out to Newcastle. It's a great venue. Love it. I think we're playing there again soon, so I'm excited for the return.
Very cool. And you guys have just jumped off stage with Gyroscope. Tell us a bit about that tour that you did. What was it, three gigs you did for them? Yeah,
3 shows. Yeah. So the Crowbars, as I was boasting about, but the Nightcat was really sick too in Melbourne. We flew down just for the one night, because then we had a gig with Dune Rats the next day on the 21st in Sydney. But those shows are awesome. Gyroscope are amazing. There were some great bands that opened for us. Because we were in the middle, open for us, open for Gyroscope as well. But Happy Valley were really sick from Brisbane. I really like those guys. Nice guys, good merch too. It's important. Jed, our guitarist, has pointed out, when you're opening for, when you're playing with other bands and they have merch, it's important for you as a band member to buy other people's merch too, which has kind of made me be thinking about that. So we met a lot of cool people in those shows, and Gyroscope are amazing. They are insane. If you don't know them, check them out. Incredible performance, great songs. They're from Perth, which I haven't been to Perth yet. Still waiting. That was some great shows. Really busy weekends, but finished now, so it's good to be back home.
Yeah, I bet. And those back home times are pretty important to lock and reload and unwind, I guess. And I suppose that's when the memories really start kicking in, how cool some of those shows were. But what's life kind of, and I know you're a relatively still young band, a new band, but in respect of being on the road and doing multiple gigs in amongst multiple nights in different states, it's a lot of people don't appreciate the effort that is to be up early for the next flight, to not have partied too hard where you've got to be able to front up again the next day, to make sure all your gear makes the flight and drive half the time down to the next gig. It's it takes a bit of effort, right?
It does, and you're not really getting paid. It's like, and it's hard work.
That's right,
It's good though. It's all a part of it. It's stories that I'm going to tell when I'm older. And I usually say, even if we don't make it to Glastonbury, I'm happy with the amount of memories I've made with the band and other bands and everything. It's amazing, It's really something to have this opportunity, and we're so lucky. But we've worked really hard to get where we are. So I'm really happy, and we're really blessed. And being home is good because we're working on lots of stuff that are going to happen this year. We're working hard, and we're writing, and we're recording, and we're doing all kind of stuff that you should be very excited for.
Great to hear. Yeah. And all fans of Purple Disturbance, that's great news that there's always going to be something new coming out for you guys, which is really cool. So a few gigs coming up too. Let's just touch on a couple. This one, 9th of May.
Yes, I'm very excited for that one. We played at the Whalers Mossman at the end of February. It was the last day of February for UMI, and we fell in love with that venue, and I hope they fell in love with us because they're having us back to headline. Free show. So if you're around, it is going to be really sick. I'm very excited. Great.
You must have done something right, for sure.
I hope so.
And a couple more. This one, 13th of June.
Ah,
The Dog Days. Tell us a bit about that one.
Burley Heads. I don't think I've been there before. I'm really excited. It's gonna be cool. We're gonna play with all those cool bands, but Cheapskate. He seems like a lit guy. We've been messaging him. I'm really excited to meet him. And play with Sex Mask. They're from Melbourne.
Yeah,
I think they are. Yeah. Yeah. No, that one's gonna be really cool. I'm excited. It's not too far from home, so it'll be a chill one. I'm really excited. I mean, we won't be chill on stage at least, but.
And the hottest all-girl band on the planet, Hot Machine. You get to see them as well.
Hot Machine.
Yeah, make sure you check them out. So,
all right, I definitely will. Hot Machine.
Yeah, check them out. 27th of June. I'm rushing forward a little bit, but I think it's important.
Yes.
Thrashville, this one up in the lands of Dashville, which is really cool in the Hunter Valley. We had a chat to those guys in relation to one of the festivals, but we haven't, and we might get those guys back on to talk about Thrashville as it gets a little bit closer and interview a few more of the bands. Yeah. But great venue.
Yeah. You been?
Yeah. I haven't, but Dashville, I hear so many good things up that way.
All right.
For some of those festivals. They do a great job there, camping on site. Capped a few thousand people. It's pretty chaotic and pretty special because unfortunately festivals are closing in on us and we're losing more festivals than we're gaining at the moment. I just saw out on the weekend after 14 years is going to have a break, a recess kind of year. So that's tough. It's not easy. So hopefully when we get to June, all these gigs are still kind of firing for sure. But,
yes.
A couple of photos in amongst this chaos of the band that we've got to touch on. There's some cool shots in amongst these.
God, I'm terrible at posing. Look at that. That's a fake yawn. That's a Mossman, actually. Wait, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're great.
Good venue. Good place to jump.
Great shots, and credit to some of these great photographers that have
Nightcat the other week
that have done it. Yeah, a couple of those at the Nightcat as well. So pretty special, mate. You touched on a few things that have got coming up, which is really cool. But what are you mostly looking forward to as a band, as Purple Disturbance? What would you like to have left if you had to stop tomorrow, like Private Function have? What do you like to think that you've left as a bit of a legacy for the punters out there now?
Something they can talk about. Yeah, something. I'm proud of the music that we write. I have a lot of fun. We don't write songs. We don't write 10 songs in a month. You know what I mean? We put a lot of effort into songs, and it's something that I really take pride in the songs that we've written, and definitely wonder hopefully having them all recorded. That's something I want to leave behind, is physical, like, songs that you can go back to, because you can go back to the videos of live sets and stuff, but I really like the music. I do it for the music, and just the memories, personal memories, and memories for people that watch us. Hopefully they get something out of it. That's all we kind of want to do, is make an impact on the music scene and the world that we unfortunately live in. I don't know.
Yep. No, you're right. In that true talent that you've got as an artist, mate, and the whole band has got as an artist. I say this a lot of times on show and thank artists for doing what you do, largely unrewarded, largely unpaid for. If you had to put in $1 for every hour that you've put in, I'm sure it doesn't stack up to what you've seen back in your pocket yet. But it's an incredible talent. Thank you for doing what you do on behalf of punters. Your ability, for us to get transported to another place for an hour in amongst the set and forget about all the shit that's going on in life. It's really important, man. So I want to thank you on behalf of anyone that's ever been to a Purple Disturbance show and witnessed any of the chaos and some of those magical moments. Thanks for doing what you do, man, and keep it coming.
Thank you, mate. Wow, that means a lot. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Good to hear. We're going to finish off with another song, Bloody Racket. Tell us a bit about it before we unleash it. What's it kind of? Where's this one? Where's it fitted into the psyche of Purple Disturbance?
It's our latest single. It's one of the drop D songs we usually play towards the end. It's like our attempt on kind of like a hardcore sound. Just really, it's more about angrier stuff. Songs about mostly like toxic masculinity, and it's kind of set in a character that's really up themselves and shouting and boasting, making a bloody racket. And it's, I don't know, I find it a play on you're a punk rock band. You can make a song that literally is a bloody racket, but no one wants to hear a bloody racket when it comes from someone that is really full of themselves. That kind of wants to make it, wants the racket to be bloody.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. At the end of the day, it's just a heavy rock song that we like to play a lot. It's a couple years old, and it's catchy riffs. So I'm really happy with it, and
cool.
I'd like for everyone to hear it. So yeah.
And in a world of disturbance, like your name suggests, Purple Disturbance in this case, what do you feel like you'd like to have left people with, as far as we touched on kind of that in amongst that question, but you know, what have you, as the word disturbance for you, what does that really entail in amongst that chaos and quiet?
Well, everyone needs to be disturbed, you know what I mean? Like, obviously it can be such a negative way, but when people need to wake up from something, they might need to be disturbed, you know? The truth isn't always pretty. It can be ugly and scary, in the most poetic sense of it. Also, you know, maybe me ripping off my shirt and bending over backwards is disturbing, then hell, you know, that's what they find disturbing. So
yep,
be disturbed, man.
That's it. Absolutely. And it's great that you are generally thinking about some of those social issues that are contemplating us in the world, and don't want to just sit back and not deliver a message in amongst your crew, your fans, your people, and people that haven't heard you before. If you're not making a bloody racket, are you really doing anything to disturb the world? So thanks for doing what you do, man. We're going to play Bloody Racket and then say a quick goodbye. So here it is, Bloody Racket.
Cheers. Thank you.
a few don't do's in there, but one thing you're doing bloody well is doing what you guys do. Purple Disturbance, Thomas Downes, thank you, man, for joining me tonight and having a chat.
Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
No worries. Keep being awesome. Most importantly, guys, check out purpledisturbance.com.au. Jump on and see these guys out there. Get to a gig. For God's sake, don't turn up late and just see a band like Grinspoon. Always get there early to see support acts. These guys will be your future headliners for sure. So any of those support acts you get out there and see, please, this is where it begins. So, Thomas, thanks again for joining me, mate, and see you out there soon.
See you, bro. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Anytime, man. Thanks for joining. What a great half an hour, 45 minutes, nearly an hour to chat to Thomas Downes from Purple Disturbance. And as I touched on before, mistakenly, a gig that's or podcast next that's coming up to episode 211 with these guys, Desh Trends. Make sure you jump on that one next week. It's a Thursday. We've had to reschedule a couple of times, unfortunately, due to other commitments with them. But this one is going ahead next Thursday. So most importantly, happy Easter to everyone. Please get out and see an act or an artist over this long weekend period. And if you can't, ring up a mate and say g'day and tell them you've just listened to the next big thing, Purple Disturbance. So get out there, guys, and we'll catch up soon. See ya.